The Zelensky government has already started work. Many Ukrainian cities such as Kharkov, Mariupol and Sumi fell into ruins after the invasion of Russia. How will these cities be rebuilt? How will the financing issue be resolved? More than 70 days have passed since the Russian invasion of Ukraine. During this time, the Russians struck government buildings, hospitals and schools. Hundreds of civilians lost their lives. The city of Mariupol is under blockade, the houses, shops, monuments and squares are beyond recognition. To convey the extent of the loss, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenski said, "It's not just numbers. This is Mariupol, Volnovakha, Okhtryrka, Chernyiv, Borodianka, are dozens of cities, towns, villages." The Zelensky government has already begun work on the rebuilding of their country. Negotiations are being held with the European Union and the IMF for financing. Such a big project, which almost means the reconstruction of a country, will require serious resources, and it is a question of interest in what term the Ukrainian economy will be able to recover and pay off these debts. Currently, there are 7 World Heritage Sites under UNESCO protection in Ukraine. Especially after the Second World War, many European capitals were officially rebuilt. When the Nazis surrendered, 600,000 apartments in Berlin were destroyed and public buildings were razed to the ground. The Kaiser Wilhelm Church in the city, on the other hand, remains untouched in order to remind the residents of the traces of the war, although it was heavily damaged in the war. After the Second World War, the biggest financial aid to continental Europe came from the CPRPOwer USA, which was standing at that time and did not bring war to its own country, and an investment of $15 billion was made to the continent with the Marshall Plan. During the Second World War, Paris was also in danger of collapse. After the Second World War, the main source of growth for the European economy was construction activities. The French had paid considerable war reparations for the reconstruction of Europe in the post-Napoleonic era. According to World Bank President David Malpass, $60 billion is needed for the reconstruction of Ukraine. According to some experts, Russia's assets frozen abroad can be used as war reparations for Ukraine, to renew the country. 3 weeks after the invasion, parts of the country were already beyond recognition. The images that emerged in the face of the shooting of the maternity hospital in Mariupol are still fresh in our memories. Another point that has become a symbol among Russia's attacks is the city council in Kharkov. According to the Ukrainian government, 5 people died as a result of the shooting of the TV tower in Kiev. On the other hand, Ukrainian forces were trying to secure their cities by demolishing some bridges so that the Russians would not reach the capital, Kiev.